Hello, Hero of Collectors here. How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I know I am. And today we're going to be taking a look at this Marvel Legends Deluxe movie Colossus figure from the Deadpool movie. If you haven't seen my latest Deadpool and Wolverine figure reviews, I am changing up my review style for the beginning of the year, and this is the second review that I'm doing with that style. After this video, I will stop mentioning that I'm changing up my style. But how it's going to work is we're going to do an overall look at the figure together. We'll take a look at the accessories, the articulation, and then during my final thoughts, rating, and discussing if the figure has fun factor, I will share a slideshow of images that I took of this figure. So, without further ado, let's take a closer look. Okay, taking a closer look at this Colossus figure, you can see he is nice and shiny. I love the silver that they used. I can't tell if it's painted or molded. I want to say it's painted because in some of these joints you can kind of see a more flat gray than the silver, but in other times I don't see it like really chipping or anything like you'd expect the silver to, so I don't know. I want to say it's paint, but I could be very wrong. But it looks really, really good. There are some points where the black on the, what would you call this? The different panels of his armor, his skin, where the black just doesn't line up properly. So you can see that in some areas, but overall it doesn't look too bad. See, the costume has different textures and some little hints of red throughout. As you can see that, you can really see a texture here on the front. Get the nice X logo, and his pants are pretty matte black. Some pouches, not a lot of paint detail on the lower half. He is a little glossy on the front of the boots, but otherwise the rest of the boots are pretty matte. As you can see, the kind of lights reflecting off of them. The head looks really good. I don't know, the likeness is decent. I think it's missing a little bit of life in the eyes, but otherwise I think he looks pretty good. The shoulders are the new technology that they used with Wolverine. I'd say new technology, but it's new for Marvel Legends, where it can go in a full circle. I will say, if you have him like this, it does not look as good on Colossus, but when you kind of have him neutral, I try to do that, and it really makes him look a bit better, makes him look better proportions, I'd say. The crotch piece here, it's a little like shifty. I'm a little afraid of it breaking off, but it hasn't like really cracked or anything. It just kind of shifts on its own for some reason. But getting into the accessories, he has an alternate head where he is more angry. I really like this for the action poses. He also has the set of fists that you see on him currently, but as well he has a set of grip hands, or kind of relaxed hands. And these hands can hold his little book, which says, Rule 1, no killing anyone ever, and Rule 2, label everything in the refrigerator. And it's got a little X logo. And you can see Mutantis, I think is what it says. And that just kind of fits in his hand like so. And I think it works on both hands, but I tried to put it in mainly just this hand here. But those accessories are really nice. Just throw a few really quick comparisons. If you wanted to see some more comparisons, check out my unboxing video of this guy. But here is Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage Warhead standing next to him. I think I took a group shot of them walking like they did in the first movie, but I really like the scale here. I know some people complain that he's too tall. For a Colossus figure, I want him to be really tall, so I think this fits pretty well for him. So now let's take a look at the articulation on this figure. So both of the heads can look up about that far, which is pretty good for a big guy like this, and he can look down pretty well, which is great for when he's, talking to Deadpool, who is much shorter than him. This is a ball and hinge, so he can't do a lot of the tilting, but he can still look left and right. We went over the shoulder articulation, how he can go in the circle, but he can get this high up and down, and of course 360 and bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows, and all the hands hinge up and down. His torso can crunch back that much and crunch forward that much. Not a lot of range there. And then at the waist, he can swivel side to side all the way around. You can get this far at the hips. He can kick forward that far. Not much back at all. He's got a thigh cut. Go 360. Double jointed pinless knees. And he has boot rotation. And ankles go up, they go down, and he's got the pivot. So, with all of that out of the way, what are my final thoughts on this Colossus? So, for starters, I was quite surprised at how much I enjoyed this figure. Initially, when I opened him, I was very disappointed by the range that the torso crunch got. I wish it was more of a diaphragm cut. It still probably would have gotten the same forward and back, but maybe we could have gotten more angle to him. But it didn't really matter when it came to posing. Every photo that I took, I was able to get pretty easily, despite the torso not having much range. And I think he comes with a decent amount of accessories. I don't know what else he could have really included aside from, you know, an extra angry head where he's like actively yelling like he did in the second movie, or maybe a smiling head. But otherwise, I'm happy with the neutral and the angry expression we got. In terms of accessories, I'm pretty happy. Now, does he have the fun factor? Absolutely. I hope it comes across in the photos because I had a blast taking pictures of this guy. I had him face off against the comic Juggernaut figure, and that was a real fun pairing to do in shots. It was hard to get some angles, but overall, that was great to have them face off. I think probably my favorite photo is Colossus dropping the elbow on Juggernaut. That was just fun. And how I managed to actually get that shot, and it just turned out so much better than I was expecting. And I just had a blast. He was so much fun. So yes, fun factor is here for the figure. Now my final rating, I'm going to give him, I'd say a 9 out of 10. He is a really, really good figure. And my only real complaint is the torso crunch. Like, that is the only thing I would really give a serious issue with on this figure. Everything else that I might have an issue with, it's infinitesimal compared to how much fun I did have with him. So a 9 out of 10 I feel like is a good rating. And that is my review of this Marvel Legends Deluxe Colossus. Let me know what you think of the review down in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the figure. Did you pick him up? While you're down there, make sure you like the video. Also, make sure you are subscribed, and I will talk to you all in another video, another post, another time.